Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So it's Monday, which means we're going to be decorating. So I'm just jumping into, I'm going to miss this week, in my planner. I'm just grabbing out my week. So if you saw my video on the Diary Lovers Club for this month, you would have seen that I made myself this flipper using the printable that comes with it. So I'll link that video down below. But I'm basically taking all this week from this. I really wanted to use it in a week. So what I'm going to do is actually try and reuse some of the cute collection, because I know when I did my monthly decoration I didn't do a very good job. So I kind of want to show off a little bit more of what it can do. So I'm jumping into the Paper Lovers book and I'm getting this page with the bananas. So we're basically going to do pale blue and yellow is sort of my theme here. So I'm just pulling this page out really badly. Really badly. And then I'm just trying to decide if I want to actually use the side with the nanas or if I want to use the side with the borders of the nanas. And I think I'm going to go with the nanas. So I'm just taking off that perforated bit. So I think I'm just going to use this side. Unfortunately my Fiskars one is too small to use here, and I'm still a little nervous with my dial trimmer. That video is coming this week, so stay tuned for that. Just because I've only got one page of this, I am going to use my Carl trimmer. And if you watch my video on Friday about the dial trimmer, you'll understand why. So I'm just going to grab that out of my drawer and I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, so I've just rescued that from the drawer. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit on this edge first, just because there's not a lot of bananas happening on the side. So I'm going back to my fluff. Well. So I just want to make sure that I get the right amount here. So I'm going to just measure out how much I need. So to cover up just that little bit, I need 1.5 centimeters. So I'm going to measure out 1.5 and then another 1.5 so that I can do them both back to back. And I always do this on the back side of the paper so that I don't have to rub out on the front, because then sometimes you can accidentally make a mess of the front. So I'm trusting this trimmer because I know this trimmer works. So I'm just cutting straight down there because I know it's going to be straight, which is unfortunately what's wrong with my dial trimmer, without spoiling what's coming for you on Friday. So I've cut those out. I'm now going to just really quickly tidy up the edges because they are a bit furry. That's my edges if I don't knock them off the table. One of them obviously is more banana-y than the other, but that's okay. So I'm going to have the bananas running down the side here. They'll be right up against the edge. And then on the top and the bottom, I'm going to put some washi tape. So on the top, I'm going to put this beautiful blue, and that's just from the Xpress washi tape. And then this is from my Doodlebug washi tape that I bought in my Blitzy order, which I'm going to drop one on the ground, but I'll pick it up later. So I'm going to put that along the bottom. So that's just bringing in the blue and the yellow. I want the bananas to be the star of the show here, so I'm going to make sure that I put the washi tape down first and then put the stripe down the side on top of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick these down. Now the washi tape is down, I'm just going to cut off the excess. There is a little bit too much excess on the top there. That's just because there's a little tab on the start of that Xpress washi tape. It's actually the first time I've used that colour. So you kind of have to just get through it. So it feels like you waste a little bit, but you can't actually use it because it'll have this funny little piece of paper here. Don't know if you can quite see it, but otherwise you get that underneath your project and it just looks stupid. Alrighty, so now that all of that is stuck down, we can put our borders down the side. So just grabbing my glue tape and just putting a generous amount down the side. Doesn't really matter here which way you go, as in if the bananas go more upwards or downwards, doesn't really matter. Just try and get it as close to the edge as you can. If you do happen to have not put enough glue, which I just did then, just put a little bit more on the top just to make it stick. That's what I did. And then just cut off the excess. And there we go. So I'm just going to repeat that on the other side. So I'm just looking at that, and just to me something's kind of missing. Well, not missing, but it just doesn't look quite right. So what I want to do, and I'm just leaving that there, is I want to grab this washi tape back, the blue one, and I'm just going to run that down the edge here, just to sort of give it a bit more of a border. I don't know why, it just doesn't quite look right the way that it is. So I'm just putting that right down on the edge. Maybe it's to cover up a little bit of the fur. And obviously on this side it's going to be fine because it's not covering anything up. It's going to be a little bit different on the other side when we get to it. Ow! Sorry. Just because we're actually going to be covering up some of those numbers, which is okay because we were going to cover them up anyway. So it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm going to grab my hole punch in a minute and put the holes in before I forget so I can make sure it looks right still. So because we are going to cover all of this up, it's not the worst thing. It's just that you're going to see, you can see through this washi tape. So you can see a little bit through there, but we're going to cover it, so it'll be fine. So now I'm going to punch the holes. So I'm just grabbing my hole punch, just punching away. Alrighty, so to cover up the numbers and the days of the week, I'm going to be using some stickers out of my blue Kaisercraft sticker book. I'm just using these plain ones. They're just navy blue. There's nothing else to them. They're not particularly fancy. But I'm just going to cover up all of the days and dates just by putting that right there. And thankfully, because I've used these before, I know they fit perfectly. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be back in just a sec. As you can see, it looks a little bit funnier on this side because I've actually covered up some of that border, but that's okay. It's not the worst thing. So then to put the days of the week back in, I'm jumping into these rub-ons that I bought from Kaisercraft. They're only 50 cents because I bought them on sale. So I bought a ton of them. Then what I'm just doing is grabbing out this one. And these have little days of the week in circles. So what I'm doing is getting rid of that bit of washi tape. Is just continuing to cut up here a little bit just to break it off from the main sort of rub-on section, just so it's a bit easier to work with. Trying not to hit any of the other designs on the way past. And then I'm just going to rub these on one by one. So I'm just grabbing my, this is from the, oh, what's it called? I've forgotten. From my ABC 123 punch board from We Are Memory Keepers. I just find that it's a really good tool for rubbing on as opposed to using the paddle pop stick that comes with it. And I'm just going to put these on top of, I know the day usually lives Oh no, it usually does live on top of the line, but I'm just going to put it right on top of that line. So you just rub it on gently. You guys have seen me use these before, and you just rub it until you can see it have transferred from this sheet onto your page. Don't know why rub-ons seem to be disappearing. I can't find them in stores quite as easily as I used to. And they don't always work 100% perfectly. Sometimes you've got to go in and give it a bit extra. And sometimes it doesn't look quite right. But that one's worked out pretty well. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that on all of the days, and I'll be back in just a sec. So some of them didn't transfer quite as nicely as I would have liked. So all I do is I just grab my fine liner pen and I just kind of fill in where it hasn't worked. Most of the time you can't even tell, so it's not the worst thing. You just be gentle with it and it generally seems to work nicely. Some of them you can notice, but Okay, so I need to put that back so that they don't dry out. I'm going to leave the October exactly where it is. I kind of like it being a different font again, considering we've used 2 different fonts in there already. So that's okay. Oops, come on. So now we just need to put in some details of things that are happening next week. So I just need to grab out some stickers that I keep in the back of my planner. So I just keep them in here because these are the ones that I like to use a little bit. Oh no, they're not. Where did I put my planes? Gotta find where I left my planes. I put them somewhere. Because I am flying again this week. Okay, so I can't remember what I've done with my planes. So rather than freaking out about it, I'm gonna have a quick flick in here. Actually, I got a better idea. I'm gonna actually cut out a couple of these bananas. So I'm just gonna grab this one. I'm just gonna sort of cut a little bit here. So I'm gonna cut out these 3 bananas and I'm gonna use the bananas to signify when I'm flying. It doesn't really matter, like it's just to draw attention to it more than anything, but it's just worked the last couple of weeks being birds or butterflies or whatever they happen to be. So I'm going to run them through my sticker maker. I'm going to put this one on Wednesday. Please excuse Jet, he thinks someone's coming to annoy us. So just grabbing this blue pen from Staedtler. Yes, Staedtler. And I'm just going to write in just the basic details. Need to find something else. Oops, I forgot to put my banana on. Oh well, I'll put him around this way instead. I just need to find something else in here. Maybe if the colours are just right. Actually, there we go. I'm going to grab this one here that says party. Thankfully it's the right colour. And the last thing I'm going to do is just put on one of my day off stickers, because this is my only day off next week and I'm going to need a rest. So I'm just going to put that there, and I think I'm just about done. Just seeing where that banana went. It's just a really little thing, and this one's a little damaged, but it's okay. I'm just going to put this banana at the top here. I just feel like it's missing something in this top corner, and by adding that banana in, it'll finish it off. There we go. Perfect. So that, oh, of course, what's missing is what inspired it in the first place, which is my gorgeous little quote card, which now that's better. That finishes it off. So that is this week in my planner using the new Cute collection from Kikki.k. I hope that this time I've done it a little bit more justice. I think by sticking to one sort of theme in being the bananas, I've kind of maybe made it look a little bit better. I'm not so happy with these, if I'm being honest. I just think they don't quite look right, but can't be perfect all the time. Let me know what you thought of this one. Give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Let me know what perhaps I could have done differently or better. This is just bugging me, so I'm just going to fix it really quickly. This is just with a navy blue pen. There we go. Now you wouldn't know that there's actually damage to it. So let me know down below what you would do to fix it or change it or make it different in any way. I'd love to hear your suggestions. Let me know too if you have anything in particular you'd like to see me use from Kikki.k or anything else you guys know I have. Feel free to challenge me down below. I am working on a few of the challenges. It's just a bit difficult around my work schedule at the moment, but I am on a couple of the challenges. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and my live video is coming up on the 25th of October at 8 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Let me know down below if that time no longer suits you, and we can work something out with the daylight savings change. Hope you guys have an absolutely awesome week this week, and I will see you again really, really soon. Thanks a lot. Bye!